Well, good evening and welcome to our third episode of the Jumbish Me and the Master. And I'm Shankar Mridha, your host for today. I'm a father of two unschooled children and a chief believer of Jumbishcreations Private Limited, an art technology organization. Jumbish is an art company that collaborates creativity and technology together that opens up earning opportunity for artists. We have discovered a microchip called Jumbish Digital Authentication Tag, or in short, JDAT, that provides authentication provenance to the artworks. To know more about Jumbish, please visit our website jumbish.in. So Jumbish Me and Master is an initiative of Jumbishcreations that aims at showcasing the diverse nature of art industry, and it has been an amazing opportunity for us to host some of the great achievers in this field and someone who are in the making. Well, we have today uh, Alessandra from Costa Rica as a master artist. Alessandra was born in Costa Rica in 1969. She studied graphic design at the University of Costa Rica and advertising design at Veritas University. Multidisciplinary artist specialized in drawing, painting, installation, textile art, and moderator art of relational art experiences. She has exhibited in more than 150 group exhibitions and more than 20 solo art shows in the last 20 years in museums, in galleries, in fairs around the world. Inspired by quantum physics, metaphysics, biology, astronomy, philosophy, spirituality, consciousness, and nature, among other sciences. Welcome to our show, Alessandra.
It is a pleasure for me to be here, sharing a little bit about my art and what inspires me, and reconnecting with people all around the world. It's beautiful, beautiful opportunity. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Alessandra. And the next one, we have a very good dear friend of mine, Magda Cordoba from Costa Rica once again. So we have a amazing coincidence today. But I have met her a couple of times already in the past and been very good friends now. She's a Costa Rican artist. She studied advertising design at the College of Fine Arts of Autonomous University of Central America. In addition to being a designer, she has done her work in the areas of engraving, photography, and painting. She is an active member of Costa Rican Association of Visual Artists, a member of the board of the Watercolor Costa Rican Association. She participates in workshops, auctions, and art fairs, painting, and graphic art competitions. Welcome, Magda, and welcome to the Jumbish Me and Master.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. It is really an honor to be in this group and so happy to share with you about art and what inspired us.
Thank you a lot, Magda. And our upcoming artist today is Tanishka Aggarwal from Baroda, India. Tanishka Aggarwal is a bachelor's graduate from Maharaja Sahir University of Fine Arts, Baroda. She takes online art classes and has done multiple exhibitions nationally and internationally already. Recently, her work was exhibited in a virtual exhibition in the UK named Welcome Home, and also was selected for the virtual art residency program in Spain. Welcome, Tanishka, to Jumbish, Me and the Master.
One, two, three. Thank you for inviting me, and it's a great pleasure to share such a huge platform with you all. So, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Tanishka. So, for the audience, this show is divided into four segments. This is first is art and career. Second is we will talk about your views matter. We will have the third round, which is a little interesting, which is called a rapid fire, and we will have some fun there. And we will end up with actually seeing some of the artworks of these renowned artists and our upcoming artist, Tanishka, as well. So I would like to mention to our viewers that you can ask your queries through the comment section below. Write down your query and don't forget to mention the name of the panelist you have questions for, and they will be happy to revert to you. Well, let's move to the first section. We'll be talking about art and career. So, Alessandra, let's start with you. And so, I know you have been in the art world for pretty long years. If you can share about what is the scenario of art education at your place in the or in your region or in your country?
Well, when I started studied graphic designing, and it was quite a long time ago, and technology wasn't present. Computers were not part of the program, so everything was done manually, which was actually a good thing because we developed skills. ¿Verdad? We instead of doing it through technology, which is also a great opportunity, and it's very actual right now and quite important. I think that focusing first on hand skills was amazing, amazing. So for me, I wouldn't change anything of my story because in that moment in time, we all just tried to pursue developing our senses and techniques. ¿Verdad? It was actually a good moment. Right now in Costa Rica, a lot is through technology, which is quite interesting, and I think that we as artists have to embrace that too. So it is exciting times for me because I think that the road to be part of the art world worldwide has to be walked with humbleness. One can always develop more knowledge, and we can always learn more techniques. And if we think that we are on top, we will never reach the top. I think that it's a road of slow and small steps.
Wonderfully said, Alessandra. Said there is a lot of technology which is coming up, and artists around the world, we have to adopt to these new technologies and see how we learn the basics and yet adopt the new technology. Nicely said. So that's an inspiration for the artists who are watching us. Either live or the recording of this show, we must adopt to what new things are coming. So Magda, what I will go to you now. Uh, what has been the biggest factor for you to be successful in your life or maybe even in the art career?
I didn't get it. My
So,
biggest what?
what is the biggest factor that has helped you to be successful in life?
I think one of the things that have been helping me is the constance of working, always searching, always investigation, practicing, and go little by little in this world with a lot of patience, but a lot of work. I love to involve in groups, and that's part of my career. I love to be helping and promoting art too. So that's one of my biggest pleasures to be part of the Fabiano group and international. So I love to promote our Costa Rican art out of the country, and that is helping me a lot to see art, to see what is going on everywhere, and that's part of my education too. Mhm.
Wonderful. And meeting you, Magda, I know that you're such a lovely personality that it's very easy for people to connect and know art of different lands. I mean, we should learn from each other across the world. And you have been such a person for incredible doing this, sharing the art of Costa Rican artist with the world, with the other artists, the art lovers across the world. So, Tanishka, you have started your career pretty recently. I'm curious, even maybe the audience is curious. What made you choose an art as a career, first of
Okay. So being such a young artist, like I just came like in 6 to 7 years. It's just been 6 to 7 years since like I'm doing art, and like when I was in school, I never knew that art would be my career. So still, I do not see art as a medium to mint money. For me, it is rather a free flowing inspiration in spaces and objects and everyday day to like and a day to day aspect of my life. So it's happiness for me. So I don't know if it would be a career for me or not. But yeah, for happiness, I want to continue doing art.
Wonderful. So, for people who doesn't know, Tanishka also runs an art online art classes with the name of TA Studio. Is that Tanishka Aggarwal Studio?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So we will definitely be able to contact any of these panel members. They have done so much in the art world. Even Tanishka has already spent 6 years, and it doesn't sound like you have just started. Uh, but yes, so art is not necessarily only to be earned money. I mean, art should be how we express the inner thoughts to the outer world. So that's the language artists have to share what is going on in their head to the outer world. Wonderfully said, Tanishka. So I'll move to our next discussion topic, which is where your views matter, and we will specifically talk about one of the critical aspect of the art world, which is originality. Is of the highest value, and especially in the art, where originality defines an artist. So there is a lot of things which a lot of artists suffers because of the art forgery. So I'll start with you, Tanishka. So do you fear your art being copied or posted, or copied and then posted on social media? And what do you do in those cases if you find somebody like that?
Yeah, so recently, like if we talk about art forgery, like I'm scared a lot recently during the pandemic because like the whole world has changed. Like everyone's being virtual right now. And like many offers come to me, like many galleries approach to me that send your portfolio, send your work. And it's very difficult for us to send our portfolio and work to someone because we don't have any copyright behind that. And it's like it's a common tendency for human to grasp like whatever comes you grasp it, if you like it you take it, like grass is always greener on the other side. So like it's a human tendency, so we can't stop art forgery. It's like it's like what we are doing from childhood, we whatever we like we grasp that. So it depends on the buyer or the viewer to study it, to research about the art or the art piece of like whose art piece is that, what's the history behind that. So that's what like that's how you can stop art forgery.
Nice one. So let's hear from Magda and Alessandra because they have spent several years in the art world. So Magda, do you think copying an artist's style is valid? And if it is,
Well,
and what are your views of art forgery?
I think at first we have to copy to learn the masters. Is part of our education, but it's very natural to want to be accepted for everyone else. So I understand that part, but we have to learn that we have to express our own spirit, our own messages, our own intentions, and that nobody can copy. So I really don't really worry about if somebody copy me. I will be honored. But I think in more honest are with yourself, that's what is important in your art.
I think all the artists or the even specifically the students who are learning right now uh, take the words from Magda. If somebody is copying your style, possibly you have done something new, and that is why
Yes.
somebody else is copying it. So,
Yeah.
so be that bold, be that experimental. I would say that you can, so that you can explore your new style and let the world copy you. Not the world. I'm sure there are some people who will definitely copy, but I think Magda, you pointed out another aspect is copy to learn a style is good. But if I copy your style and then I put my signature on it, saying this is my thing, uh, and copy not the style, copy exactly your painting and then sign my name, that would be a forgery. Okay?
Yeah, that would be a forgery, and that would be really a subject to analyze because who's buying that? I mean, what is the education of the buyer? If you don't look and you don't investigate, it's part of your own education too. If they're forgery, it's because there's public who buys that. So that's part of our responsibility is to be educated in art. What is good, what is original, is part of our responsibility to be educated.
Nice one, Alessandra. You have been in the art world for so many years. So, has it happened you found somebody actually copied your art?
It's funny that you're mentioning this because I think that I've been my art journey has gone hand with my spiritual journey. So I never focus on the problem, but on the opportunity, and I always work myself internally and use art to as a mean to reach to that goal. So I really have never worried about a forgery or that because I work a lot. I paint in a meditative state, and that means that there is no, even though I might have an intention and a plan, it always comes from the silence. It always comes from a very spontaneous place, and I think that is very hard to copy. Very hard to copy. I work a lot with accidents. I mean, I use very spontaneous techniques, and that I have found out that even me, if I try to copy it, it's impossible. I love accidents. I think that accidents are the best opportunities, the most amazing moments in an art piece for me are those that came from a place that I don't even know where, and that keeps me so excited because that's why I think that I've never thought about the problem of forgery because, like I said, I can't even copy myself. I can only and it's and in my paintings I try to I intend that it is not only the aesthetics of my art that I am giving to others, but my energy and my intention, and that is impossible to copy. I think that when someone creates from the soul, I mean, how can a human copy something that comes from spirit, right? So I can imagine I teach relational art experiences with a lot of people, with groups of 600 people, sometimes with two, sometimes with 400. Where I mean, it's just amazing the differences of groups that I've worked with, and that is the question that always comes to mind from people. Aren't you afraid that you're teaching them your technique? Uh, every soul expresses in a different way. I just want people to go into that silence. I mean, I guide them into a meditative state, explain them my intention, that is to reconnect and to hold the space together as a human relational experience. And so technique is an isn't even something that I'm teaching. I'm teaching something a lot deeper than an art technique. And again, every person expresses the ink strokes and the lines in such different ways that I think that it's impossible to copy. But if someone tries to, I am so happy because that means that whatever I'm doing inspires others to try to reach that inner goal that I have been so blessed to embrace.
Wow. So I also personally been very interested, very highly interested in the science of mind, psychology, and positive psychology. So I study HUNA, NLP, uh, pranic healing, and several other things which is related to the mind and how mind works. So this relates very well because every soul is unique, and if we can draw and paint from that soul and the inspiration is coming from there, I mean the resulting art will also be unique. So this is amazingly connecting with a very higher purpose rather than just creating artworks. So I'm
Exactly.
glad we have the panel members today. They all share absolutely aligned thought process. I mean, maybe Magda and Alessandra are from the same country, but even Tanishka, who is from India, we I never spoke to her, but we found that it is we have so much similarity in the thought process of how you all three of you look at art and how you look at creating your art. So, really, I think the audience is also blessed. Well, it's time for a break. Let me go and grab some chai. We'll be right back.